This is ANN News Brief.
Good afternoon. I am Lucy Adeyemi. The United Nations Migration Agency says at least 57 persons have died in the Atlantic after a vessel carrying 150 migrants capsized off the coast of Mauritania. The International Organization for Migration says the boat was believed to have left the Gambia a week ago. Survivors say the vessel had run low on fuel as it approached the Mauritanian coast. After more than 2 decades, the United States and Sudan have agreed to exchange ambassadors. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Sudanese Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok made the announcement during Hamdok's visit to Washington. Sudan's Prime Minister says this is a concrete step towards rebuilding Sudan. America closed its embassy in Khartoum in 1996, citing terrorism concerns. It reopened the embassy in 2002, but has been led by charge d'affaires, a diplomat who heads an embassy in the absence of the ambassador. The two countries will now have each other's ambassadors in place. Pompeo wrote on Twitter, "The decision to initiate the process to exchange ambassadors for the first time in 23 years is a historic step to strengthen the U.S. and Sudan's bilateral relationship." Sudanese elite had signed an open letter earlier this week asking U.S. President Donald Trump to remove Sudan from the U.S. list of state sponsors of terrorism. The letter said Sudan should not be held responsible for the action of the regime of former President Omar al-Bashir, who was forced out of power earlier this year following a popular uprising. We'll be right back.
We are on the road every day, canvassing throughout Africa for news you really need. We follow the story everywhere, from every corner of Nigeria to the wide African expanse. We bring you what's making headlines. We connect you with news you can use. ANN, African News Network, in a truly African spirit.
The latest weather forecast warns 2 tropical storms would hit East Africa between now and the weekend. In a region that is already facing more than usual rainfalls, floods and landslides have already claimed many lives in the region as a result of the mudslides. Somalia's semi-autonomous region of Puntland is bracing for what authorities described as a Category 2 storm. Weather experts say at least 9 countries in the East African region are already at risk. At least 130 persons have died in Kenya and Uganda. Hundreds are also displaced. Forecasters say the unusual weather pattern is expected to climax before the end of the week, with a tropical storm making landfall in northern Somalia. Rains are also ravaging through southern Ethiopia, Tanzania, Djibouti, Rwanda, Burundi, and much of South Sudan. That is the ANN News Brief at 1. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I am Lucy Adeyemi.